Hi, welcome to Father Games. Today I'm going to be unboxing my most anticipated game of the year, Aeon Trespass Odyssey by Into the Unknown. So apart from being ridiculously large, this game is a boss battling game set in a Olympian-themed alternate universe. And basically 1 to 4 players are going to be battling these Primordials that are going to be going around this board. And you're going to be battling them with dice and kind of equipment that you're going to find. And there's also a exploration side as well, that you have this ship that's going to be going around place to place and discovering new events in these ever-changing campaigns. So this is going to be a little bit of an unusual unboxing. So I've been waiting for this game for quite a while. I wanted to unbox it as soon as I got it. And I did an unboxing video, but all you could hear was my kids in the background being way too loud. So I figured I couldn't use that. I figured I would refilm it, and I'll just show pictures of how it looked before, kind of throughout. But I'm gonna now have a better grasp on what is actually in the box, so hopefully I can explain things a little bit better. But either way, let's take a closer look at what's inside. Okay, so the first thing we have here is the playmat. I'm gonna show that when I show the board, just to kind of compare the two. So let's set that aside for now. Okay, so let's take a closer look. So the lid is all in one piece. I thought they might kind of split it up like they did for Bardsong. For a game this size, kind of cut it in half and only half the lid comes off. They did it all in one ginormous lid, which is just the way they wanted to do it, which is kind of cool. Here they have the Aeon Trespass, kind of faint white blending into the lid there. And then if you can kind of make it out, at the top is the logo here, which kind of looks like the Canadian Tire symbol. Just other than that, that is all that you really see on the box. On the lid anyways. On here, obviously that is a little more easy to make out. So here's a quick look at the Punchboards. I've already punched mine out, but if you were to unbox this originally, these would be the first thing you would see when you open the lid. And next we have the player board. So this is where the boss battles are going to take place. I will show this a little later, just when the game board is out of the, or the box is out of the way. After that, we have the cycles here. So this is the campaign. There's 3 of them. And there's also 2 more coming out. I don't know if it's late 2023 or 2024. I don't know what the timeline is at this point. But anyways, these are the 3 we have now. And there's also a kind of mini campaign coming out shortly. I don't know, a couple of months. I don't know exactly the timeline on that, but it is coming out as well. But in here, there's no shortage of content, at least for what we have now. I don't know how long they said the campaign is, but something ridiculously long. Anyway, so there's the 3 cycles here. Just the white kind of sleek look like everything else. I won't show too much because I don't want to spoil anything in there, but there's 1 there, Truth of the Labyrinth. Number 3, Pitiless of the Sun. And number 2 is Abyss Watchers. And they're all kind of filled with content, pictures, and lots of text that you're going to read as the campaign kind of progresses. And next we have these amazing inserts filled with these ridiculously well-detailed miniatures. The miniature quality in this game, was absolutely amazing. It blew my mind. I don't know, I figured a game this size, they could kind of downgrade the quality on some of the miniatures, but they just went above and beyond. Just the detail on these is just ridiculous. So I'll show a close-up of some of these. So these are the Primordials that you're going to fight, and kind of on the boss battle board there, you're going to fight some of these. So this one here was kind of cool. It has all these faces on the on this ball here, and also has these people kind of all around it, which I thought was really, really cool. Very, very unique miniatures for sure. And this guy holding this ball. Very, very cool. So I'll show a close-up of all of these in just a minute. Some of these I have started to actually paint, so obviously yours would come just in the normal gray. Nothing would be painted. But that actually is the Hectos, I think it's called. This is going to be the first boss that you're going to fight in the Learn to Play book. So they start you right with the Learn to Play book, and you start right into a battle to learn the game. And here is one of the characters. I think there's 7 or 8 to choose from, and you're going to have to use all 4 at once, kind of like Kingdom Death Monster, and you're going to be trying to take down these Primordials. These ridiculously crazy detailed looking Primordials. So I'll just show a quick close-up of all of those. Okay, so this tray actually does come out, and then all the cards and map tiles are underneath there. But before looking at those, I just want to show the rest of the miniatures, get all the miniatures out of the way. So these here are pieces that can be added to the bigger miniatures down on the left side there. These are kind of, the pieces can change the terrain over time as they get stronger or whatever. They're picking up pieces of the terrain, and these pieces are going to be added into the corresponding miniatures, which is a really, really cool concept. And I'm interested to see how it plays out, how it affects the game. And over here we have the large, I'm assuming these are like the end of campaign bosses, or at least far into the campaign. But on the side here, these movable pieces go in there. So I can show kind of, so yeah, on the side here, you're going to have pieces kind of fit in. I don't know if you're supposed to glue those in, or if the miniatures are just supposed to change over time. I think that is the case, but I can't quite remember from reading the updates in the campaign. Mine did come actually broken as well. I don't know if this was supposed to be on that one, or if like if I have to glue that on separately if I was supposed to, or if it was just in the shipment. But either way, not a big deal. Once I figure out where it goes, then I can glue that back on. So here you have the large Primordial, one of the bigger ones. Just an insane amount of weight to this, and a lot of plastic used. It's just ridiculous. And then again, the spots for the pieces of the terrain to kind of go in. So just to kind of give you an idea, that's one of the ones that would go on him. So I don't know exactly how that works, but that's where it goes anyways. And the last big one here, which again, there's a spot there and a spot there for things to be added in. But just crazy, crazy design, like everything else in this game. Okay, so next we have the Learn to Play book. I've started going through this, and it's very, very well written. It's an intimidatingly large game in terms of weight as far as the complexity. And this Learn to Play book, 34 pages, it really explains things so well to help you kind of start the game, at least as far as I've gotten anyways. They did a really, really good job kind of getting you into learning the rules as kind of quick and painless as possible. And then here's the rule book. So when I was looking at the campaign, as I was kind of following it in the Kickstarter there, I read the PDF, or a bit of it, and of the rule book, and it was 80 pages, and I was hoping they'd shorten it, but as you can see, it's still 80 pages. So tons and tons of context, tons and tons of rules that you need, obviously, to go through this whole campaign. And I think there's probably a few rule changes in each cycle as well, so there's definitely a lot of reading to do, but that's part of the fun. Okay, so the bags actually did not come with the game. One thing, a small complaint I guess I have, is just where to store kind of everything. So as you can see, the cards are kind of just all thrown in, and there's no room to sleeve them or anything like that, and all the terrain pieces and everything like that are kind of all just mixed in here, which is okay. I mean, a game this size, you can only do so much with a box to make everything fit. It's a lot better than like Gloomhaven or anything like that in terms of keeping it all in the box. Like, at least the lid closes fully and can get everything in it. But I'm gonna have to figure out some sort of way to make it all fit. But there's just an idea. The punch-ups were okay. They were kind of average quality, but that's kind of just an idea of kind of what they look like. So I think these are just terrain that is going to go on the board, depending on what boss battle you're doing. So there's terrain cards, and they're going to determine kind of what terrain is obviously on the board, and then that's going to, your characters and the Primordial are fighting, they're all going to communicate or interact with this terrain in a certain way, and it's going to affect everyone that's in the battle. And just not to show all of them, but there's just an idea of kind of the tokens. There is a decent amount of tokens. It was the 4 big punch boards full of tokens there, and more terrain. And yeah, so these are just kind of, these are the larger ones. I think these kind of block line of sight. If you're on it, then you it won't block line of sight, but if your character is behind it, then it will. Just kind of things that are added to the kind of boss fights there. And yeah, so these, I don't really know where to store all those as well, but that's totally fine. Over here, we have the map tiles. So these all came in plastic bags, maybe a stack of 50 or so with wrapped in plastic, but I've gone ahead and opened those, obviously. But this is going to be the map that you're going to be, you have your little boat, and it's going to be going around. I think it's called the Argo. It's going to be going around destination to destination, kind of like Tainted Grail, and these are going to connect and make a map. I won't show too many of these because I don't want to really spoil what the map's going to look like. So anyways, that's an idea of those. There is, I think, 270 in the game between the 3 cycles. So definitely no shortage of map tiles there for sure. And then next here we have some tarot-sized cards. Like a lot of things in the game, it says no trespassing. So I wasn't supposed to open this. I just wanted to go ahead and sleeve that. But I won't show that. But just know that that's there. 1 stack of tarot-sized cards. But I did not look at the cards when I was leaving them as much as I could. And I'll show the cards last in the box here. So I guess the dice here, they're not bad quality. They definitely do the job. But if you're used to games like chip theory games or anything like that, they're not quite to that level. But there's nothing wrong with these at all. Quite a few, and it's kind of like Kingdom Death Monster, where you're going to be rolling these, and if you get a 10, it's like a critical hit, and there's a target number on the Primordial you're fighting that you need to at least hit that number, or it will be a miss. And then over here, these are called the Triskelions or Triskelions, or I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but anyways, each character is going to have one of these, and they're going to be progressing as the battle goes on. The closer you are to death, the stronger you actually become. So that's kind of how you track fate, rage, and danger on there. So each character is going to get one of these. They came in the Punchboards, and I've already built them, but that's kind of what they're going to look like at that point. And next you have a bunch of do not open envelopes in here. Obviously I haven't opened those, but okay, I opened 1 or 2. But anyways, these are you're going to be told to during the story, and then you're going to be told to open them, and then it's going to add new secrets to the game. And next we have a bunch of cards. They were all packed like this. This is one of those no trespassing decks, so I won't open that. I'll show you some of the cards just to get an idea of the artwork on them, but I don't want to spoil too much in terms of cards. So these are clues that you're going to be getting throughout the cycle. Can't even read that. Cycle 2. So this is, I don't want to actually spoil too much of that, but those kind of an idea of the artwork. This is one of the weapons you're going to get. And then cycle 3. So these are all, there's a big stack of weapons for all 3 cycles. There's also exploration tiles. And the artwork is actually really unique on all the stuff. I really thought they did a really good job with that for sure. So there's tons of cards in there. I won't show too many of those, but just know that they're mostly equipment in the mini American sized cards. The standard sized cards are going to be mostly your boss cards. So you got BP cards and you have AI cards. So each Primordial is going to have its own deck, 1, 2, 3 levels, and basically the AI deck is going to be their attacks, and the BP deck is going to be a card that you flip when you deal a damage, and that's going to tell you what part of the monster that you've injured. So then from there, kind of will play out how you injure the monster. But anyways, that's each character has their own deck, and there's also routine cards that everyone Primordial is going to have, and a signature card. So there's just a ton of different attacks, a lot going on, and there's a lot of cards, and obviously there was a lot of bosses that you're going to be fighting throughout the game. But I don't want to spoil too much in terms of kind of what it all looks like and what kind of attacks they're going to have. But there's an idea at least of the artwork on them. So it's very unique, very, very cool design on those. And you have Kratos and Primordials cards. These are just going to be on your as the game starts. You're going to have these decks out, and then you have these ones are technology cards. So as the campaign progresses, you're going to be getting new technology for your equipment and for your Argo, I guess, as well. So a big stack of those, and you have some traits on the back, and now some wound cards as the obviously as you take wounds, you're gonna get those cards. So I know that was a quick run through, but I don't want to spoil too much. Obviously that one I won't even look at. Another no trespassing deck, and more cards here. So I have started to sleeve them. They don't fit in sleeves, especially the smaller ones, but I'm gonna have to figure out some way to store that separately, but not a huge deal. So this is the deck for the first boss fight in the Learn to Play book that you're going to be going through, the Hackathon or whatever is pronounced. Anyways, and the last deck of cards that was in there is going to be these huge ones. These are going to be for your characters as well as the Primordials, and the artwork is amazing on these. I really like just the whole layout that they did on it. Just the colors they chose and everything is just unbelievable. So these are, I'm losing them there. These are the characters that you can choose, and basically you're not controlling these characters. You're going to have a character separate that is going to be controlling them, a card. So these are like big. These are big Argonauts, I think they're called, and you're basically going to have a small character card of the character that's actually controlling them. But either way, these are the characters you can choose, and they all have their own abilities and their own starting stats and everything like that. But the artwork is just fantastic on there. And then you have the kind of campaign cards. I'm not sure if there's spoilers in there or how they exactly work, so I won't show that much. But the artwork on it, at least, just to give an idea, is really, really good. And then you have the cards for the Primordials as well. So the Primordials, they're going to have different levels. I don't know where it was. If it's on... oh, yeah, it's on a printable sheet. So in the rulebook, for each cycle, there's sheets that you have to print, or you can write it in the book if you want to play it as a legacy type game. And basically, that's going to determine... Basically, you're going to keep track of everything on those sheets. You can print it off on the website as well. And anyways, the monsters are going to... If you see the same Primordial over and over, every time you see it, it's going to level up. And then basically, it's going to get harder and harder every time you see it. So that's kind of as the story in the game progresses. You're going to see the same monsters, but they're going to progress and they're going to be getting stronger. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the board. So one thing I was surprised about is how much smaller the board is than kind of everything else in the game. Everything else is just ridiculously large. I figured this board was going to be like 8 feet or something, but as you can see, it is a reasonable size. It's still big, but not as big as it obviously could have been. So obviously the monster's going to go here, and then you're going to, all 4 characters are going to go on their 4 starting spots, and then you're going to be fighting this monster Primordial in here, and then there's going to be the terrain tiles kind of placed around there. And here is a look at the playmat that you can buy as well. So some games, the playmats are bigger than the boards, or they're more easy to see and stuff like that. This one, the design is a lot crisper than the board for sure, but it is the same size, which is not a big deal. It's just something to note. It's the same size. It is not stitched on the sides like a lot of playmats are, which I was a little bummed about, but not a huge deal. But anyways, that's what it looks like. It definitely looks a lot nicer, and just playing games on playmats is always nicer. But anyways, that's all the components in Aeon Trespass Odyssey. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.